The University of Auckland offers postgraduate students a world-class education. We've got great resources, great supervisors, wonderful courses students can do, and a lot of support.
The Postgraduate Student Association is a place where postgraduates come together and they meet people in other faculties who are postgraduates, and they do events together, and they also, any concerns that you may have, you can bring to your elected representatives.
Postgraduate study can be lonely, especially if you work in a sole author sort of discipline. The wonderful thing is there are 10,000 of you out there, including 2,000 doctoral students. So if you feel you're alone, you're not. There are great opportunities to meet other people through the seminars and workshops offered in the library, career services, IT, and a whole host of fun things you can do too.
Centre for Brain Research throws events occasionally, like the Trivial Pursuit night a couple of weeks ago.
Pub quizzes and stuff like that.
Which
and
is really
soccer,
good.
We have Centre for Brain Research soccer.
Yeah.
Not with a brain.
Auckland itself is a gorgeous city, which is very walkable, and it has a very warm populace between symphony orchestras and movies. It's just a very vibrant city, and it's an amazing thing to see.
We have dedicated postgraduate areas. We have our desk here as a master's student and as a PhD student. We have allocated desks. So we have our own workspace here, which is really important. So I think that really helps to foster the research environment.
Te Puna Wānanga has been really supportive and has got a Māori postgraduate student space. And with me being on study leave at the moment, that's just been amazing.
There is the Strata Lounge, and that is specifically for postgraduate students to come and to study and to just relax. It's a space where you can get lunch and hang out with your friends.
At the School of Graduate Studies, we look after all the doctoral students right across the university. So at the beginning of your doctoral candidature, you come along, meet with one of our postgraduate advisors, and they take you through all the rules and regulations you need to know. We'll also take your thesis at the end, very happily, when you submit after 3 to 4 years of study.
Over the course of my tenure as University Librarian, we've been moving the solid print foundation that the library had to the digital environment. We now spend over 70% of our very substantial collections budget on digital materials. One of the things that gives us great pleasure is academics who return from sabbaticals overseas and let us know how well the University Library ranks with where they've been on sabbatical, which are often in prestigious universities internationally. And they come back and say that in the end they actually started using the University of Auckland collection where they were internationally rather than using the local collection.
Coming from a European university, I think the first thing which was quite impressive for me was the library. I think the library has access to all journals or textbooks or books that have been written in the world. So if I know of a book I would like to read, I'm sure that I get it through our library.
Postgraduate students usually develop a very strong relationship with their subject librarian. We see them especially when they come from overseas, when they do feel a little bit lost when they come to University of Auckland. The subject librarian is their entry into the library, into the world of information and information resources here. So they establish these relationships, they come to them for advice, but particularly on how to use this extensive library system that we have here.
The Doctoral Skills Program is overseen by the School of Graduate Studies. We work with people in career services, library, IT, all sorts of different forms of support for students.
There's a Doctoral Skills Program that offers courses on a whole range of topics like Excel and EndNote to writing up your thesis and giving presentations, and it's really easy just to go along to them if you kind of want a little bit of help on something.
We're about to go live with our online scholarship applications, which means that students will be able to find it much easier to find matching scholarships once they give us a set of information and data about themselves. Well, we have a pot of over $30 million that we hand out to students annually from the University of Auckland, and of that $30 million, $23 million goes towards postgraduates.
I got the University of Auckland Doctoral Scholarship, which has been a huge help because it pays for all my tuition fees and gives me, a stipend for living costs.
One of our popular scholarships is the Master's Honours PG DIP scholarship. That's usually applied for the year prior to entry to one of those courses, and it's a very generous scholarship allowing $10,000 annually paid as a stipend and tuition fees to students. And those scholarships range right up to $25,000 per annum for a doctoral student.
And if you are doing a PhD or another doctorate, we also have something unique to the University of Auckland. It's called the Press Account. Each year, each doctoral candidate is entitled to a sum of money that they can use for funding research trips, overseas conference visits, and basically supporting the research that you're doing.
There are opportunities for postgraduates to apply for tutoring, and you get to work with a professor, you work under a professor. They're an incredible opportunity for you to be able to learn how to teach and learn what the actual life of an academic is. They're a great introduction to this.
One reason people do postgraduate studies is because on average you earn more with a postgraduate degree than you do just with an undergraduate degree. But I think postgraduate studies are a lot more than the bottom line on the salary check. It's also about the intellectual challenge. It's about the opportunities, it's about pushing yourself. It's about learning a lot more in depth about the subjects that excite and challenge you.